Welcome to Mario Kart, guys, and we are in round 2 of the Mushroom Cup. Today we will be racing here in New Meadows, in Australia. And yeah, I expect to see a very fun race. Well, I think it's time to end the music. Enough Mario Kart title down for now. And we will go check now how the qualifying is going. At the moment, Charlie with the fastest lap time at 29.5. AJ in P2 with a 30.6. And well, our championship leader, Equasar, the Pokemon, is currently on the pit lane. Waiting, not going out yet on the intermediate tires, and be aware because we can have some squid ink there on track. Oh, and that's Jay Vesely off. Jay Vesely into the wall and out of qualifying already. Really unfortunate for the man that finished in P4 last week. Almost into the podium. Well, today is gonna be starting at the back of the grid, unfortunately. Go now with AJ, who's doing another lap on the intermediate tires. He's not deploying the battery, so I don't think he's on a push lap. Possibly not. Coming into the end of the straight, and he's actually only 1/10 slower, so he may actually find some improvement in the final part of the track. Ecosar now finally coming off the pit lane. Joseph Vesely on a flying lap at the moment. He has a very high lap time. The man that was trying to match the pace of our Pokemon in the last race. In the Desert Hills GP, the Bahrain GP. Joseph going slow there, saving the battery. I don't think he's going to come into the pit lane. Charlie at the moment the fastest man on track. He won in Australia last season. Maybe he can repeat now. Well, last season it was in F1 regulations. Now we have Mario Kart regulations. We'll see if in this regulations he's also capable of winning. We got then a strong challenger like Equasar that's about to start his flying lap. Coming into the end of Sector 2, will soon be out there to start his first run of the day. Cutting a little bit of corners there, Mr. Pokemon. Looking forward to challenge Charlie for that P1 spot. At the moment has a 31 points in the championship. Due to, of course, being the race winner and taking fastest lap of round 1 in Bahrain last week. Gonna go on then with Mr. Pokemon. Coming into the main straight goes the Pokemon. Now Wilco, I think, moves up to P5. We're gonna follow the Pokemon now. Into the main straight goes the Pokemon that's making an appearance in a Mario Kart game. And is gonna take a little bit of the curb. Going very aggressive there. Mark is coming back after a little bit of time. He's 29.5, almost matching Charlie's lap time. Only by 50 thousandths of a second slower than the man on the Ferrari this time. Last time was on the Mercedes. Now Charlie driving for Ferrari. Gonna follow Equasar now into Sector 1, 30.7. I think it's not a great lap time at the moment. Of course, it's just the first lap on this stint, and yeah, in intermediate conditions. In intermediate conditions, you always have to do a lot of laps. Motorway says in the commentary box, my first Australia race in the league. Hope I do good. Wait, you weren't in Australia last season? I don't remember very well, but if you tell me you weren't, then I guess, yeah, I guess it's gotta be your first time. Don't remember what happened on past season of why you weren't here. But well, I wish you a great race, and you will be much more motivated due to the podium you've just got. So yeah, time to chase for another one, or at least a top 10 finish, which would be really nice. We got some more drivers, well actually much more drivers than last week we got in the season opener. And there goes the Pokemon, moves up to a 28.8, massive lap time from Mr. Pokemon, who massively moves up into the lead. Then we got Omar, the man that challenged the Pokemon. The man that challenged the Pokemon last season for the championship, finishing P2 in the standings at the moment in the pit lane. We'll see what he can do. The Pokemon is looking solid at the moment to take a victory today. At least to start from pole position today. We'll see if the track maybe dries up later. Let's see how the William guys are doing. Pitbull currently on P9, Motorway on P10. A little bit off the pace in this wet conditions. At the moment we get Jay Vasily in the Twitch chat as well saying, hello, I crashed into the barrier, and yeah, we saw that unfortunate moment, but thankfully the race will be long. It's Mario Kart regulation, so if you start at the back, you still got great chances of fighting back with the mushrooms and all the stuff. Maybe you can send some lightning as well and try slow down the cars in front. You get that Mr. Pitbull as well says, I'm here also watching, and well, it's good to see you in the commentary box as well, Mr. Pitbull. I'm expecting to see a great race from you today. Maybe you can aim for a podium, though the grid is looking really solid, very strong today. But anything can happen with this Mario Kart regulations. I know the pace is a little bit slow at the moment compared to the guys in front, but we'll see. Still got 7 minutes, so definitely can find more improvement on that lap time. David Saliba, who comes back after a while as well. I think it was, I don't know if it was in Britain last season in the reverse race where he last raced in IOR. But he's doing a solid job, sitting on P7 at the moment in these wet conditions on the Cadillac. We got then Equasar in the lead. Charlie now goes fastest, 2 times quicker than Equasar. Equasar though is about to start a new lap, starting a new lap, and can try and go and chase after Charlie's time. Gotta follow the Pokemon into his flying lap. We'll see if he can find some improvement. He probably will find some improvement now. Mark is also coming out of the pit lane. He's gonna be looking as well to get into the mix for that fight for the lead. And wow, 3 attempts improving already. Mr. Pokemon in Sector 1. Mr. Pokemon now might start blasting the battery a little bit into the long straight. It's actually not deploying that much, I think. Now lifting a little bit as it seems like. He's gonna come into the chicane. Goes down to 5th gear, the Pokemon. Still improving 3 times. Hasn't found, of course, a massive improvement in this sector. There's not much to improve in Sector 2. It's basically just a long full throttle zone. Well, full throttle now, not totally sure, because you probably gotta lift and coast at some point. And now following Equasar into Sector 3. Here I think he can find a great improvement and take back the lead against Charlie. It's gonna be a fun race between these two. Wanna see what Joseph is capable of doing as well. Joseph currently sitting on P9 in the grid. And we follow now Equasar into the line, and it's gonna be a 28.0, improved 7 times his previous lap time. Defeats Charlie by 6 times. Omar and Jordan in the pit lane still. Omar has no lap time yet. Motorway following Motorway now into the flying lap. 5 times of improvement. Well, still very, very far behind, but we'll see what he's capable of doing now into the end of this lap. He may have one more run after this one. Following Motorway into the end of Sector 2, how much is he improving? He's improving 7 times. That's a very big improvement, but due to how his lap is at the moment, it may just move him up around 2 positions. Joseph Vessel in the pit lane still waiting to come out for that final run. Motorway coming into the final sector of the track. Motorway will now cross the line, and it's gonna be a 30.3. Actually moves up to P5. What a lap he found out there. Joseph thinking about swapping into the Silix. Could be a little gamble there from the man in the Aston Martin. Well, we're heading then into the last minute of qualifying. Equasar on the soft tires, Charlie on the softs as well. The track seems to be drying up. Mark is currently on P2 on the intermediate tires and is looking forward to finish a nice lap there. It will be interesting to see who nails it correctly with the strategy. With the tire strategy, Omar in the pit lane will be starting at the back. Is not going to try and start at front. Joseph Vesely now on the soft tires coming into the main straight. Goes Joseph Vesely. We'll see if this risk of going with the slicks is gonna work for him or not. At the moment, it seems to be struggling a little bit. I think it may not work his way. And that means maybe Mark could be aiming on pole. No, he's crossed the line. 2 tenths behind Equasar. Charlie's out of the session, has crashed out seems like. Follow now Joseph Vesely, who took the gamble here with the soft tires. Is going to come into the end of Sector 1. Is improving 2 tenths. It's not going to be a great improvement, I think. But it's improving a little bit at least. Might try and race up that starting position, but the car is sliding badly. I think it's going to be very difficult for Joseph to actually improve a place. Pitbull out of the session as well. David Saliba coming into the pit lane. RPM finishing a lap as well. We'll see where he can get. He can put that McLaren somewhere. And AJ currently sitting on a P5. It's a great job by him. I think he can get, yeah, he can move up to P3 still. He's not far from the Ferraris. He can definitely, if he gets a nice final sector, can move up to start in a P3 position. Equasar is going to take his second pole of the season apparently. Doesn't look like anyone will be capable of defeating the man in the Mercedes that's at the moment dominating the championship. Leading every possible session so far. We follow now AJ coming into the finish line. He goes. There goes AJ into the line. And it's gonna be, yeah, moves up to P3 at 28.4. Massive improvement from AJ from a week to another. This track may suit him really well, or he just timed the precise moment to do the lap, or all that combined. Joseph Vesely, P10. Not a great day for the man in the Aston who's looking to fight for this championship. Couldn't win it last season. Was quite close to doing it at many points. Except, well, in the last part he fell a little bit in comparison to his rivals. But yeah, finished less than 40 points behind the lead in P3 last season. This season we'll see what he's capable of doing. Equasar with a minor gap in front of Mark, then AJ, Charlie, Infinity, RPM, Saliba, Pitbull, Motorway, Joseph Vesely, Wilco, Noe, Jay Vesely, Jordi, and Omar. The 15 drivers we're gonna have in this Mario Kart GP, this Mario Kart race. Saliba says, no, I didn't have enough fuel. Well, that's unfortunate. But still, you managed a P7, which is really good. It's really good for your first race in a while, and well, in the race many things can happen, so yeah, I can expect to see you climbing up some positions.
Welcome to the party, the Devon Pulley.
Welcome everyone to round 2 of the Mushroom Cup. Today we will be racing at Moo Moo Meadows, at the Australian GP. Last week we got Equasar Pokemon winning the season opener. 2 wins in a row since his last win in Brazil to take the championship last season when we still raced in F1 cars. Now of course we are racing in Mario Kart. And yeah, it's gonna be 29 laps of racing here in Albert Park, now known as Moo Moo Meadows. Expect to see a lot of overtaking using mushrooms, maybe a bullet bill as well. But it's gonna be a very entertaining race. I expect to see a lot of our artificial overtakes on track today. Of course, no one merit overtakes by extending the braking like in the good old F1 days. Braking latest? Nah, that's a thing of the past. Now we use mushrooms. Well, we're gonna go with some of the past clips of F1 days. We get here the battle between Baraka and Cucumber into turn 1 in Season 2 long time ago. Cucumber will spin by trying to make a late move there. Late move that you don't do now, because now you got mushrooms. Now we get a nice move around the outside from Thales on Cucumber. Gonna get a nice move up there. F1 move, of course. Move between Will and me in Season 3. Into turn 9, I go down the inside, and he's gonna take me out by going all the way around the outside. We got one more clip to show now. Battle between Thales, Baraka, and Cucumber in Season 6. This is gonna be Cucumber making the move on Thales there on the inside. Well, you got your Mario Kart intro there, and now we're gonna go into the grid and to see this Moo Moo Meadows GP. No, sorry, it's the Australian GP. But well, let's see what tire strategy has people picked here, and it's everyone on the medium tires except the motorway on the hards. We got a very crazy race in Australia last season. We'll see if it's gonna be the case today as well, if you're gonna have a crazy one. Well, it's Mario Kart, it always will be crazy, and I expect to see a very fun one today. Let's go on now with our previous winners around this track. We got Baraka winning in Season 2, Yanni winning in Season 3, Baraka again in Season 6, Cucumber winning here for the first time in Season 8, then Money Game in Season 11, and finally, like I mentioned before, Charlie winning this race last season. Charlie win it starting from P4 is gonna be interesting to see. Charlie last time racing here unfortunately crashed out in Brazil in the championship decider between Omar, Equasar and Joseph Vesely last time. We're getting ready then to start the Australian GP. The lights will come out at any moment now. And we got going with the Mario Kart race, the Moo Moo Meadows race. Equasar leading, followed by Mark, followed by Charlie, followed by AJ RPM, Infinity, David Saliba, Noe, Pitbull, Jordy fighting there down the inside of Pitbull. He's gonna try and get the overtake done then against Joseph Vesely. Joseph Vesely trying to move up some places as well. Equasar in the lead of the race, followed by Mark, 4 tenths behind. And he's gonna try to use his mushroom then, coming into the long straight. Maybe he's gonna try and get the overtake done against Equasar. Now he has the mushroom. No, he's used all of his mushroom, seems like. Infinity and Saliba fighting here. Saliba with no mushrooms. They actually have used it all. Jordy and Omar battling here against Pitbull. Omar's got a nice mushroom there, and he's gonna try and send it against Joseph Vesely. Omar actually, someone goes off the road there. That's Pitbull. That's hit a banana peel there on track. 3 wide going there into the corner. Omar's already up into P9 of the race. It goes really deep there. Joseph's gonna try and attack there. Omar has a little bit mushrooms there to use. Joseph Vesely may have a green shell to throw at him. And Pitbull's gonna try and fight it here. He has that triple mushroom to deploy into the main straight. Look at Omar now deploying his golden mushroom, and he's gonna move there to keep that position. And well, enough music for one lap. Now let's focus on the race itself. Equasar in the lead of the race, followed by Mark, followed by Charlie, followed by AJ. That was a fun battle for the first lap of the race. Mario Kart style, of course. Pitbull battling against Wilco, battling against Motorway and Jay Vesely as well. Meanwhile, Equasar is trying to open that gap. He's already 8 tenths in front. Charlie is attacking Mark there for P2 of the race, using the mushroom there, moving up into P2 of the race. You got a yellow flag. That's Wilco off into the end of Sector 1. We got then Omar now is going to be battling against Infinity for that P7 of the race. Omar, who's climbed up the order quite quickly. He's deployed a lot of battery already though. Saliba. Oh, and Equasar now losing to Charlie. Banger of wheels go to 2 of them. No, that's Charlie off. That's Charlie off. Equisar has hit him with a red shell there, and that's Equisar off, Charlie off the road there and down into P5 of the race. I guess that may be reported. I don't know what happened there. And it's AJ moving up into P2 of the race. I don't know if that's going to be a penalty for any of the two of them. Equisar now setting, no, AJ setting now the fastest lap of the race. We come into lap 3 of the race. Omar getting past Infinity, moving up to P7 of the race. This Mario Kart regulations, Omar's using a bullet definitely. And he's going to try and move up the order. He's going to try and climb and get David Saliba as well into the next corner. Equisar leading 5 tenths in front of AJ. The battery management isn't being the best, I think. I'm not sure. Omar, I think, is managing really well his battery. And he's going to try and attack now David with that mushroom coming into the next straight. He lifts and coasts there to gain a little bit of energy. And David has a little ERS to deploy. And there goes Omar with a golden mushroom and he's going to blast past him. That's a massive golden mushroom from the man in the Audi. And that's David Saliba hitting. The lightning has struck him. And that's him going down. Meanwhile, in the lead of the race, we got a very big train. There goes RPM, moving up in front of Mark. RPM, and now up into P3 of the race. Mark down into P4. Charlie's in P5. David Saliba overtaking now Infinity with a possibly better battery. Omar's getting in the mix as well to fight for the first positions of the race. Jordy's got a time penalty. Pitbull's at the back of the grid. And this is precisely the type of Mario Kart race I was expecting to see. Charlie is going to be battling against Omar. Omar that's has good battery savings. Charlie actually has great battery savings as well. He's looking to attack Mark at any moment now. Mark that's losing a little bit of time against... Oh! Now he's going to have to use the boost mode to defend against Charlie. Charlie that has a great boost as well. Well, triple mushroom there. That's going to be deploying coming into the next straight. And now Charlie is going to try and get past Mark. Mark that's possibly going to go into clipping mode very soon. Omar is going to try and maybe get the two of them here. Mark starts to go into the super clipping mode. Omar is not going to try and attack here. Maybe he's going to be saving for the next straight. But Mark possibly has saved some battery there as well. And is going to be there on a charge to try and retake the position against Charlie. But here comes Omar with a mushroom down the inside. Moves up in front of Mark. Mark now may have something to say. No, nothing else to say. It's going to be Omar up into P5 of the race. RPM trying to stay close to AJ and Equisar. AJ doing a mega race for being just his second race in this league. Is looking up for maybe a win, who knows. Equisar has not been able to break the gap against the guys behind. Omar now 4 attempts behind Charlie, and well, we'll see if he's capable of getting the move done. Charlie battling against RPM. Now they have to lift and coast coming into the corner. Equisar in P1 of the race. 8 attempts in front of AJ, who's doing his best to stick to the back of him. The Pokemon has no battery at all to deploy. But Pokemon starts to fly, starts to push that car wherever he can push it. I don't know where, but he's now gonna be a snail on the straight because he has absolutely no battery to deploy. AJ actually has also no battery to deploy. Charlie is fighting against RPM in here. RPM, Charlie with a little bit of battery, Omar with a little bit of battery as well. And now Equisar once again is gonna be letting AJ on boost mode. There goes Charlie around the outside, getting past AJ. That's a nice fight. That's a nice Mario Kart fight between all these guys. Artificial racing, yes. Fun racing, of course it is. It's artificial, yes. It's fun, definitely it is fun. But well, now all this fight has allowed Equisar to build a gap. He's now 1.4 seconds in front. I don't know what AJ is going to be capable of doing. He's been lifting a lot. There goes Charlie, and there goes Omar as well. Omar is going to be trying to get past. Omar's got a little issue there. RPM's got a little issue there as well. AJ, oh, and that's AJ off. AJ is off the road there and has to rejoin the track. Thankfully, seems no damage has been done, but yeah, he's down now to P5 of the race. There's maybe a lot of reports after this GP. And now we got Charlie 1.7 seconds behind Equisar. Charlie with a little bit more battery savings than Equisar has at the moment. Omar with good battery savings as well. And now Equisar start putting away a little bit. We'll see how the fight between Charlie and Omar unfolds from now on. that they are alone to battle each other. Charlie is deploying a little bit of the battery. He's going to try and close up the gap to Equusar with a little bit of the battery he has. Omar is not deploying the battery at the moment. Charlie's saving a little bit of battery as well. Equusar is going to need to go into saving mode very soon because Charlie is pushing now. He's using his mushrooms to try and get close to the back of Equusar, the Pokemon. AJ, who's gone off the road there. I'm not sure if it's got any type of damage to the car. He had started greatly this race and now struggling a little bit. AJ sliding all over the place, and Infinity is going to be on the attack now. Omar at the back of Charlie is going to be looking to get that move done. Charlie now slowing down a little bit. RPM is coming into the pit lane. There goes Omar. May try and get the overtake done around the outside. Equusar has been saving battery, so that has allowed Charlie and Omar to close up a little bit the gap in this Mario Kart GP, this Moo Moo Meadows GP. Very weird regulations, the ones we've got now. AJ now starting to find back the pace, seems like. He's going to try and chase after Mark for that P4 of the race. David on P7, Motorway on P8. Motorway doing a solid race so far, though he's not been showing great pace at the moment. But, oh, and we have a move here between Omar and Charlie. Omar moving up in front, Charlie extending a little bit the braking. Extending the braking sounds a little bit weird with these regulations. There he goes Omar around the outside, moves up to P2. And Charlie now sits at the back in P3 of this race. Omar gonna be thinking about a move on Equusar maybe at any moment now. Yeah, Equusar has good battery savings, but Omar is gonna have the boost mode coming into the next lap. Translated the mushroom mode. Mushroom mode for Omar is gonna be attacking now Equusar for that lead of the race. I think maybe not yet. Equusar probably will be thinking about saving some battery as well. No point really in deploying now. They are all going on lift and coasting mode. It's gonna be a fun three-way fight here. As Charlie definitely has not given up. Charlie's still on this. A track like Australia, it's pretty interesting, pretty annoying as well to save the battery. So yeah, many things can happen. Meanwhile, Motorway is starting to close up a little bit the gap to some of the guys in front. Equusar with no battery to deploy, and that's gonna be Omar using his mushroom to move past Equusar. Omar into the lead of the race. Charlie up into P2 as well. Equusar now is gonna have to try and save some battery and try and fight back against this two. This two that will be looking now to attack each other. Well, Charlie will be looking to attack now Omar for that lead of the race. I don't know if Equusar has done a poor battery management here. He's now trying to close up the gap once again, but he's fallen down to 1 second behind Charlie and Omar. But I think that gap may start closing up once again. Equusar, the Pokemon, the man that started leading this championship, and now is on a little bit of a struggle. Omar is not going to be having that boost mode anymore. Here comes Charlie, who may be thinking about a move. Equusar did get the boost mode, and Equusar will be looking now to close up the gap into the race leaders. Charlie moving there down the inside. Easy move for Charlie there to take the lead of the race. Equusar now following. And saving battery might blast past these guys into the next straight. Oh, it's a fun Mario Kart event what we're seeing now. But actually Omar's picked up a golden mushroom there to deploy into the next straight. Mark 6 seconds behind. AJ is coming to the pit lane. Place those fresh hard tires. Omar now with little battery to deploy, but Charlie with no battery to deploy. Equusar with no battery to deploy as well. They're trying to survive there somehow. And Charlie is still holding Omar behind. Well, Omar doesn't really want to attack, I think. Equusar is just dropping more and more time to the guys in front. I wonder if Equusar will manage to make it into the boost zone. Yeah, he will be. He will be able to do so. Omar trying to save the battery, Charlie trying to save the battery as well. Motorway's picked up a time penalty. And now Charlie seems to be getting a nice exit off the corner. Omar now can't start deploying that battery. Equusar is deploying the battery as well. David Saliba has picked up a penalty. Joseph on fresh medium tires, maybe trying to close up a little bit the gap to RPM. Joseph totally disappeared today compared to last week where he got a nice second place. Here comes Omar pushing that car. He's gonna try and get the overtake done, and not yet, saving a little bit of that battery. Maybe he's gonna try and no, not here. Equistar is doing a poor battery deployment, I gotta say. The battery deployment has been not good at all so far. He's losing time to Charlie and to Omar very quickly. And yeah, he's lost a lot there. Charlie and Omar following the fight. But actually, yeah, I don't know, these Mario Kart regulations are quite interesting because maybe Equistar will find the pace later. We will see. It's the man that started on pole, so he should have some pace to use later on this race. There goes Omar, not yet trying to attack Charlie for that lead of the race, but he has a lot of battery saved. Equistar now, once again, with almost the battery empty. Now we get a fight between Omar versus Charlie. Omar is going to try and get the overtake done now with the mushroom around the outside. And this time he manages to get that overtake done. A nice move there from Omar. Well, with the mushroom usement. Oh, and that's Charlie off! That's Charlie off and almost into the wall. Well, I think there may be a lot of reports there. I'm not sure if they came together or what happened there. But that leads Omar into the lead of the race, followed by Equistar in second position. Then comes Charlie in third. Omar starting to lose a little bit of time there. I'm not sure if something happened between, if he has some damage to the car. Doesn't look like the case. He's 1.7 seconds in front. Equistar now with saved battery as well, both with similar battery conditions. I'm not sure he's doing the better job with the battery at the moment. Charlie coming into the pit lane. I'm not sure if he picked any damage or if he simply believes the tires should be changed right now. No, he does have damage. He's now changing. And Equistar is starting to close up a little bit the gap by deploying battery, but Omar has much more battery than Equistar at the moment. Following now Omar into the lead of the race, followed by Equistar in second. 1.6 seconds the gap difference between these two. Equistar, who at the moment is not going to be capable of doing much against Omar. Omar pushing the car now, using a little bit of that battery to try and maybe build a little bit of gap against Equistar. Both should stop soon, I think, because it's going to be a medium-hard strategy, I believe. You got a yellow flag, that's a Red Bull. That's, no, I'm not sure if it's a Red Bull, maybe it's a Racing Bull. Oh, and Omar is now 2.7 seconds in front of Equistar. Equistar, like I said, is not deploying the battery very well on this GP. He's aiming for a nice P2 finish today. It's going to be very solid points for the championship for Equistar, who, well, is looking now like could be, well, a favorite to become this season's champion. But coming into the pit lane goes Equistar. He's going to change to the hard set of tires. Coming out of the pit lane goes the Pokemon, and is gonna be coming out in P3. Motorway is coming into the main straight, but is gonna be behind Equistar. Equistar now coming out of the pit lane, and Equistar now will need to try and push a little bit that car to close up the gap to Omar to make the undercut work against Omar. And yeah, I think if Omar stops now, he probably will drop behind Equistar. Omar deploying a little bit the battery now, but I think, yeah, Equistar has nailed it perfectly, has nailed it correctly. And is, like you can see there, quickly chasing and closing the gap on the guys in front. At least he's doing enough of a good job to get into the boost mode then to chase after Omar. Omar opening a little bit more the gap against Mark. I'm not sure if Omar is going to stop in this lap or not. I think he probably will. Those medium tires shouldn't last that much longer. Equosar now closing the gap very quickly to the guys in front. Getting very close to Mark, and yeah, there goes Omar into the pit lane. He wants to cover the undercut, which I think for Equosar it might work very, very well. Mark, who I'm not sure if he's gonna come in as well or is gonna stay out. Mark is coming into the pit lane as well. That's gonna leave Equosar out into the final corner, and we'll see where it's gonna drop compared to Omar. Here comes Equosar into the main straight. Omar getting off the pit lane. Equosar is gonna be right at the back of him, but I think he probably will be able to get the move done all the way around the outside. There goes Equosar. Nice call from Equosar, getting that undercut done. And now we will have till the end a fight like last season between these two, between Equosar and Omar. Omar with much better battery. He's got the boost mode as well. He can try and get past Equosar into the next straight if he wants to. Equosar has been pushing to get that undercut to work. Charlie is much more far behind, so Equosar's work now, what he will try is just skip Omar into the boost mode, stay in his boost, which might be a little bit complicated now that Omar is deploying a lot of battery, coming into the next straight. Equosar now gonna get a little bit of a slipstream there with Omar, and is gonna be getting the boost mode into the next lap if Omar doesn't manage to open those all those seconds he needs. But yeah, it's looking a little bit complicated now. Omar and Equosar with not much difference in the battery savings. Omar deploying a little bit more maybe there, but Equosar is closing up the gap. And let's see if Equosar is gonna get the boost. Yeah, he's gonna get the boost. He's gonna get the mushroom into the next lap. So Omar's call there didn't go perfectly, and now there goes Equosar, which using the boost mode will try and close up the gap to his rival. Rival at the moment for the race. Not sure if it's gonna be for the championship like last time. Actually, Omar is doing a good job there with pushing that car. Omar trying to open the second gap to Equosar. No more DRS gap, that thing doesn't exist anymore. So it's basically just the gap. Omar seems to have a very good adaptation to these regulations. And yeah, with the boost mode and with no battery at all, Omar now moves up easily into the lead of the race. 1.5 already. Had saved that mushroom then. And now Equosar will just have to sit down in P2 and maybe wait for a safety car or something to maybe think about trying to fight for this race win later on. And Omar's gonna get the overtake because of the back marker, which is gonna be much more helpful for him to increase that gap even more. Equosar getting a little bit of battery as well, but not the boost mode. Omar is on a really good position right now compared to Equosar, who, like I said, I think has not been deploying the battery the correct way today. We got a yellow flag. That's Noe crashing into, I don't know where that happened. Or still retiring the pit lane, I think. Yeah, I think it's DNF'd in the pit lane. And yeah, the gap between Omar and Equosar keeps increasing due to the battery management, and Omar is doing a much better job than Equosar in this area, at least in this race. The battery deployment from him is being much better. And look at AJ, is currently standing on P4 of this race. Even after the incident at the beginning, he still has some nice chance of, I don't think a podium, but at least a top 5 finish, which is looking really safe right now. We'll see what Motorway is going to do with 15 lap old hard tires. He probably will pit quite soon. Charlie's closing a little bit the gap to Equosar now. Both with same tire age. No, 1 lap difference of tire age. Equosar simply not feeling that comfortable today like last week. Omar looking on for a comfortable win today. Unless, like I said before, maybe a safety car happens or something, that could complicate Omar's chances of winning the race today. We got a battle here between Joseph and RPM, battling for that P6 of the race. Joseph, what is Joseph aiming for today? I believe he could well be on for, I think, a top 5 finish, maybe. Might be a little bit optimistic from my side, but yeah, we'll see. At the moment he's doing a good job sticking to the boost mode of RPM, and he's coming now into the long straight. The second, it's not DRS anymore, but yeah, this zone where you can deploy a lot of battery. Joseph closing the gap now to RPM. Equusar keeps losing time against Omar. Charlie starts to close up the gap as well. Oh, and Omar's picked up a time penalty. It's a 3-second time penalty for Omar. And that's not great news for the man in the Audi. Especially, like I said before, if there's a safety car or something later on. At the moment, I gotta say the race has been pretty clean. We got no DNFs apart from Noe, which I think was on the pit lane. We got Joseph and David Saliba coming into the pit lane for, I guess, it's gonna be fresh medium tires. Equusar quite closing the gap now against Omar. Equusar's picked the correct items now and is deploying a little bit of those mushrooms coming now. He now maybe sees a little bit of a better chance of chasing for the win of this race. The gap is not big if you see the time penalty Omar has at the moment. So Equusar is still not done on this Australian GP. And yeah, he has on his side the possibility of a safety car later on. That would massively help him in his attempt of winning this race. Okay, let's go with some Mario Kart music for now that not much is happening. Well, Joseph versus Waterway here, having a Mario Kart fight. Joseph with the fresh hard tires to finish this GP. Motorway with the fresh mediums. Motorway at the back but has no mushroom to use. Joseph Vesely is gonna use his mushroom now to try and open a little bit the gap against him. AJ and Mark as well fighting here in the final sector. Mario Kart battle between these two. Omar now suddenly decides to push that car, and it's up to 5 seconds in front, but it's due because I think Equusar has not used battery. Somehow Omar decided to start pushing it. I don't know if Equusar made a mistake there. And Equusar has saved a lot of battery. We'll see how much can he close up now that he's starting to push. If he starts pushing on this lap. And we get a little fight here between 4 cars. There's going to be a battle between Mark, AJ, RPM, and Infinity. These 4 fighting for that P4 of the race. Mark with a time penalty. Infinity with the better tires of the pack is going to be trying to attack now. Mark is going to try and get the overtake done here. Maybe down the inside, around the outside. Not yet, not yet. It's going to wait a little bit more. Infinity at the back then. And Mark that with better tires is going to try and get the move done against AJ. AJ who I don't think is going to try and stop again. AJ on P4 of the race, followed by Mark, followed by RPM and Infinity. Joseph Vasily in P9 of the race. Now his target is to try and close up the gap to Wilco. Wilco, who's only 6 seconds in front. I guess he possibly can try and close up that gap towards the end of the race. Infinity there going with the move around the outside. Mark there sits in P5 of the race. AJ on P4. Now we got Omar versus Equusar. Equusar that's closed up a little bit the gap. Now Omar once again was saving a little bit of battery, and yes, a little bit confusing how these regulations work still for me a little bit. Sometimes you see Omar jumping big the gap, then other times Equusar will close. But the gap has consistently stayed in those 4 to 5 seconds. So Omar at the moment shouldn't worry about not winning this race. The only thing he could be worried about if there is a safety car now that allows Equusar to pick the win. Without it, then I guess it's simply an easy victory for Omar from now on. And in the straight line is where actually Omar's gaining a lot on Equusar. Probably it's setup related, I believe, because yeah, Omar, the time he manages to pull it off against Equusar, it's very big in the straights. So I don't know if maybe setup related. Maybe Equusar is using really high wings, and that's not been very helpful for him around all this race. So somehow the gap has moved up to 5.5 seconds suddenly after being 4.5. Well, now Equusar might have a fight back here into the next lap with a little bit more battery than Omar has at this point. And Charlie who's trying to close up that gap as well. Charlie's actually been the fastest of the top 3, which I think Charlie had the pace to win this race because due to the incidences that he has not been the winner, or will not be the winner possibly. The gap between him and Omar is 11 seconds, but it was much more. Oh, we got a yellow flag. That's RPM, I think. Yeah, RPM off into the main straight. Quickly recovers control of the car. And Charlie is flying at the moment. Charlie flying, even having the older tires. Only 5 seconds behind Equusar. Equusar losing a little bit of time compared to Omar. Omar's already 6 seconds in front. Equusar may close up that gap once again. Equusar hasn't been really fast today, to be honest, compared to what we saw last week. In qualifying he was really quick, but in the race his pace has fallen massively. I don't know if he's gonna be able to keep Charlie behind at this stage. Charlie is flying at the moment. He's actually been saving some good amount of battery. And AJ picks now a time penalty. Infinity now, who was the best positioned car in that train, is gonna try and get the move done against Infinity. Here comes Infinity then, getting the... No, he's not got it done yet. AJ has the battery to defend. Charlie keeps closing little by little the gap against Equusar. Equusar that... Oh, RPM's out of the race, but it's in the pit lane, so yeah, nothing will happen due to that. There will not be a safety car due to that. Like I said before, I think Charlie has been the fastest. He's only 10 seconds behind Omar after all what's happened. Then the gap between the leaders to the other guys, then that's a giant gap. It's 35 seconds from AJ to Omar. AJ that, unfortunately for him, will not be able to finish on P4 unless Infinity picks up a penalty as well. Equusar closing a little bit the gap against Omar into the first sector. Then in the second sector is where he's usually losing all that time compared to the man in the Audi. Audi that probably will come to win today's race. I don't see something that can stop Omar right now from this victory. I think, like I said before, he's probably running very low wings. Charlie at the back of Equusar. Equusar that at the moment is 7 seconds behind Omar. That gap is growing bigger every lap. It's gonna be 3 laps to go after this lap ends, and we will see if Equusar can manage to stay in that gap, in that 7-second gap, and not lose also the place to Charlie. Well, Equusar might be a little bit more conservative as well now that he... No, actually he cannot be conservative, I'm sorry. Oh, Davey has left the session. I'm gonna invite him again. Something not gone well there for him. Well, I've sent him an invite then, so he can join back. Oh, David says his electricity is gone in the commentary box. That's really unfortunate. You were coming in for a good result today. But yeah, anyway. Your AI, that's gonna be a bit difficult. The AI usually goes really slow, but we'll see. We'll see. Something has happened to Charlie there because he's lost time. He suddenly lost a lot of time there. He's coming into the pit lane. Has he got a puncture? What's happened to Charlie? He's coming in to possibly take the fastest lap of the race. Yeah, that's exactly what he's gonna do. He's gonna try and take fastest lap for today's GP. He's going for the soft set of tires. Then he's gonna drop right in front of Infinity, actually very in front of Infinity. He's gonna aim for the fastest lap of this race. 25 seconds behind. Oh, yellow flag. I think that's at the back. That's AJ coming into the pit lane. Are we seeing people suffer from punctures maybe? AJ is doing a great race. Still in the pit lane. Something not gone right there for him. And Joseph Vesely suddenly appears in the P6. That's always great from Joseph. He's a very consistent driver. And yeah. Now Joseph is aiming as well for Mark's position. Joseph didn't have a great qualifying. That's what has complicated him the most. And we will go then with Omar is gonna come to win this race. His first victory of the season. Well, didn't take part in Bahrain last week. I don't know if he's gonna be racing as often as last season. He's signed up as a reserve, but yeah, he could. In terms of pace, we know what he's capable of doing. So yeah, if he decides to keep showing up, then he may go for a championship this season. We will find out if that's gonna be the case or not. Oh, Equasar spun it! Equasar spun it on his own. Has he got a puncture then? Oh, well, that's really unfortunate for Equasar. I think he may have got a puncture. Or maybe the rears just totally went off there, but yeah, it's not gonna cost him the P2 finish. Charlie is just way too far behind. Omar then is gonna come to take a comfortable P1 finish. And here goes Omar, first race of the season for him and first victory. There goes Omar to win the Australian GP. Joseph, who in the end finishes in Q5, a nice fight back for the man on the Aston Martin, who comes to score some solid points today. Pitbull and AJ will be the last to cross the line. Pitbull who picks up a P8, and it's not bad after how this race started for him. Well, guys, that's the end of the Australian GP. We're gonna go then with the national anthem for the race winner, which is gonna be from Morocco, of course. Hello, hello.
What's up, David? Good.
Oh, good here. Yeah, mate. It was a pretty fun race. A little bit interesting to understand, I gotta say, because of the new regulations. It's still a little bit weird to see like the gaps sometimes increasing, decreasing, and maybe you don't always know why.
Yeah, it's just the battery management mostly. The battery is the trickiest now because you need to lift a lot. You need to use in different parts. So yeah,
Yup, exactly. So let's start then with the post-race interviews, and well, in this case, you're gonna be the only one, because it seems like Charlie and Equusar will not be able to make it. So first of all, congratulations on another win in the league. It's the first one this season, your first race as well at attending this season. So I think it was a nice fight back from the back. I guess it's maybe not that difficult to do like in last season. You tried it as well plenty of times, but with the battery thing, I think it's much more easier to make the moves, and also especially in a track like this one. So basically, your fight was with Charlie and Equusar in the first stages of the race, and I think you were deploying the battery much better than them. And well, at some point of the race, I think Charlie was really quick as well. I think he actually had the fastest, was the fastest one on track the last stint, even with the older tires. But then, well, he was very far behind and had that extra pit stop because, of course, he wouldn't gonna be able to make it. So a little bit of a moved race, I believe. I think you did a great job starting from behind. But what are your takes on this one?
I was just hopefully trying to do a clean race because lately I've switched to no racing line. It's been easier with this lift and coast type of cars now, so you don't carry as much speed, you don't brake late too much. So for me, at least lately, it's been easy to drive without the line. And yeah, I was just trying to do a clean race. After a couple laps, I saw that I really had the pace to go for it. A lot of guys, as you said earlier, struggled with the battery, I think. So yeah, I was just flying in the straights sometimes. And yeah, it was just at the end, like you said, the Quasar and Charlie. But I apologize for Charlie for the spin. I think I caused it because I saw a little bit of the arrow was moving backwards, so I thought he was slipping back. I switched to the normal lacy line, and yeah, at last second I saw him. So yeah, it was unfortunate, but I wished we didn't have make contact and see how we went all the way to the end. Think me and Charlie had a little bit better battery management. I think we know where to use it at least, and yeah, it was a fun race. It's a new game, new style of driving, honestly. So yeah, it's been fun.
I think the quali was actually a bit confusing as well. No, on the rain, Aquasar was flying then, and Charlie was a little bit behind him. And I think he didn't even make it to the top three in qualifying. But yeah, then in the race, the story was totally different. He had the better battery management, so and you as well. I don't know how fast you would have gone in qualifying, but I think you would have been doing very well. Maybe pole position.
Honestly, honestly, I've been struggling in qualifying. I haven't tried the wet qualifying, so I've just been in a holiday, so just couple weeks now that I've come back and been racing. So yeah, in the wet, I saw that it's different. You don't have the boost mode, and it's a different like style. You need to brake late and everything. But yeah, I wish that you would have tried because lately I've been really bad in qualifying. Like I mean, really bad. In the race, I have the pace of like, for example, the top five, but in quali, I really struggle to get there. So yeah, let's see. It's just the start of the game. People are getting used to it, and yeah, by the end of the season, we might see a different pecking order.
Yeah, definitely everyone's still getting used to these new regulations, which we've called them here the Mario Kart regulations because of the boost and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think it maybe yeah really unrealistic to what F1 has always been, but I think for a game it's actually quite fun to watch these artificial battles. Maybe with the battery and stuff, we get some nice wheel-to-wheel fights. But yeah, it's definitely not realistic. Definitely not what F1 has always been. But yeah, after all, a fun race in general, fun racing. I think well, when people start learning to manage the battery better, maybe it's gonna be a little bit more fun. I think maybe the gap between drivers won't be very big like before. When
And
everyone,
uh, and honestly, this track is one of the hardest to manage the battery. So, couple tracks will be easier. The racing will be at least not as bad as I think, because Australia, Monza, a lot of tracks. It's really hard to get used to it. But we will see with the calendar. We will see which races are better for this regulation.
actually, next race is Monza. Are you gonna be able to make
Oh
it?
my god. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, it's one of the worst for the battery management.
Yeah, it's gonna be very annoying, actually, in my opinion. I think you
I
have
mean,
to.
you can manage to get a lot of battery in braking zones. So it has a lot of like high braking zones, hard braking zones. But yeah, if you use too much, you won't find the battery to finish the lap. So yeah, we'll see. It needs a little bit of practice, a little bit to get used to, but we'll see next week.
Well, the super clipping will be very bad to see in the main straight, especially.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, actually, yeah, we have plenty of tracks with these long straights. I think in the calendar, at least in the next races of the calendar, we got Canada as well, which I guess it's not.
I've done China and it wasn't that bad. It's bad for tire management and everything else, but in terms of like battery management, I don't think it's that bad because you lift a lot, you have a lot of like braking zones, hard braking zones. So yeah, China, I thought it was gonna be bad in terms of battery, but it wasn't. Let's see the calendar what it has. It's the first season of the first game, so or like the first league of the first game. Everyone's gonna struggle, of course, like the real thing.
Huh. Well, I see Charlie has reported the incident. I'm gonna give it a look, but due to the gap you had, I guess your position won't be moved. So even if you get a penalty for it,
Well, we'll see. I sent him the my clip just so he can have a look at it. If he wants to report, I don't have a problem because I think it was my not my place, but I should have like left at least a little bit because he wasn't really that far back behind me. But yeah, we'll leave it to the stewards. They can see
yeah. But
what
like
they
I
say.
said, I believe if even if you got a 10-second penalty, you'd still finish in P1. So it's nothing really to worry about. Maybe just some license points, but nothing else.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Maybe how do you say to pay like Verstappen says.
To pay. Oh, what? I forgot the.
The fine. Should
Oh,
I pay a
okay.
fine? No worries. Well, I enjoyed it, and yeah, see you next race.
All right then. Thanks for your time at the interviews, and again, congratulations on the
Thank you, mate.
victory.
Thank you. It's been fun. Goodbye, guys.
Bye. Well, and that's the end for the Australian GP. We will be back no, not next week, in 2 weeks, because next week there's the World Cup, so there will be no race next week. We will be back then in 2 weeks for the Italian GP, and yeah, the we'll see you all then, and well, it's gonna be fun race with the clipping and stuff. So thanks again to everyone, and goodbye. We'll see you then.